Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. If you're looking to get prepared but you don't know where to start, you have come to the right series. With this 30-day series, you're going to learn all about emergency preparedness from beginning to end and how to stay on the preparedness journey all the way, well, forever, because preparedness is a lifestyle. So buckle up and let's get started. Whew, it is hot out there. Hey everyone, Morgan here. As a whole, preparedness is less about doomsday and it's more about that everyday. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I do prep for doomsday because in my mind, when I prep for the absolute worst case scenario, then handling everything else is like a piece of cake. So one of the first things you want to do is actually figure out what threats are going to be happening in your area so that you can hone in on what you need to be prepared for. So for instance, right now it's almost 100 degrees out. Okay, it gets hot in Texas, but there is also, summer happening, and blackouts do happen. In fact, we've had a few in the past just few months alone. So blackouts can happen at any reason. And a few things that we have to be prepared for that would be things like this cooling wrap, in which you can dunk in any water source and then put it around your neck or head or whatever. We have lots of these, one for every family member. Something else that we prep a lot of is fans. This is actually a fan. I don't know what just fell off there. But anyway, this is a fan. This is actually a solar powered fan. So one of the things that I recommend with this is that you have one that's always charging out in the sun, but then you have another one that you can have inside. And let's see, let's get this baby on. So I actually haven't charged this in a while. Let's get this up there. Turbo. Look at that wind. This feels so good. Battery powered or solar powered fans are super important for my area because it gets really hot all the time. And if the power were to go out, fans, shade, little kiddie pools full of water, or going to a local water source is going to be something really important for us and things that we prep. Of course, because blackouts are common, we have lots of solar generators. And because we're in the South, we have lots of solar generators because we have the power of the sun that we can just throw a solar panel out and charge these bad boys up all the time. So we have lots of these for lots of different purposes to power our freezer and fridge and whatever else we need or want. Did I mention that this series comes with a 30-day workbook that you can actually download for free at the description down below? So download that workbook and go through this series with me and actually take action every single day on your preparedness. And even if you've been prepping for a long time, come along with me or share this with your friends, family, whoever that may need this little boost or reminder. So it's time to create your own personal threat list. So with this personal threat list based on your area, first of all, you're going to go to the good old Googles or whatever search engine you use, and you're going to say natural disasters in my area, right? So you're going to look for natural disasters in your area, see what pops up, and then you're going to write it down and say, okay, well, these things have happened, can happen, these kinds of things. Lots of times you may be super surprised. Like, I didn't think tornadoes happened here in where I am in the South, but they do quite a bit actually. And I was very shocked to find that out. I've gotten so many tornado warnings over the past several years. And of course, heat is a really big concern for us. But what was ultra surprising was the Texas freeze that happened a couple years ago that really took everybody off guard. So while you do want to be prepared for those local threats and things that you already know happen on a regular basis, do look at the history and say, oh, that's happened. Even if it's happened once, it could potentially happen again. And even if it has never happened, like you think of the South and you think, well, I'm going to be prepared for heat. But you should also be prepared for cooler weather as well. Be prepared for a multitude of things, but put certain things higher up on the list that you want to be prepared for. So for us, it would be blackouts and preparing for heat, extreme heat scenarios. The third one would also be flash flooding. That's a really big one that happens here quite a bit. And then along with all of these can come with blackouts. So we prepare heavily for blackouts. And of course, I prepare to be as self-sufficient as possible through that ultimate doomsday scenario. But we're going to just shrink it down, and we're going to get there later in this series and show you how to prep for the doomsday so that you can prep for the Tuesday and every day. So to get you started, I want you to do 3 things for me. 1, list 3 reasons why you want to get prepared. Because ultimately, every time you're feeling overwhelmed or crazy about preparedness, right, or the world is coming down on top of you, you're going to come back to your why, and you're going to take action and keep taking action. Number 2, write down the emergencies and disasters that could happen in your area or personally to you. And 3, I want you to circle the one natural disaster or emergency or whatever that scares you the most, because we're going to be tackling that later. On a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared do you feel right now? Let me know down in the comments section. So let me ask you another question, last one. What if you had 10 minutes to leave? Could you? In the next episode, we're going to be tackling that, so make sure to watch. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. And remember, if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. And if you would like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.